Hi! Just a heads up that this is probably the last group buy video for the year, so I also extended the date to the 31st. I might do a community post update with the group buys I find, but I'm not guaranteeing that as I'll be very busy at work, and afterwards, I'll probably be on vacation. I ended up not actually having that much time to look into Discord servers due to the end of the year stuff for work, but it'll be done by the first video for the new year, or probably even sooner. Anyways, without further ado, PBTfans Blush is a new set designed by Captain Sterling and Sobun, and it's a set designed by Captain Sterling for his wife. It's a cute set with an even cuter inspiration, and I think that the two designers did a great job with this set. The novelties were designed by Sobun, who worked with Captain Sterling to create designs inspired by things that he and his wife used to do and the days they would go on. The designs have very clean lines and match the theme very well, really driving home that theme and making the set feel complete. Kitting for this set is quite simple, as the base kit includes the novelties, so there's only a numpad kit and a spacebar kit for those who need them for compatibility purposes. There's also 2 Deskmats that are on sale for this group buy, and while both do look quite nice, I think that Deskmat B looks a bit better in my opinion. I think that this is a set perfect for a Valentine's themed build or for a significant other. The set is in stock, so if you're trying to build a keyboard as a present for Christmas, hopefully the set can arrive on time, but I guess if it arrives too late, you could save it for a Valentine's Day gift. For all the rest of us single people out there, while you might not have a special someone to gift this set to, if you're looking for a cute pink set to pair with a keyboard, I think that PBTfans Blush is a great set to look into. This set, the Mio Yogurt, is inspired by quote-unquote vibrant and delightful hues found in everyone's favorite yogurt flavors, but to be honest, I feel like the name is a little out of place. In the base plus novelties kit, there are some small references to yogurt and some for cats, but if you take a look at the DLC kits, they're pretty much all centered around cats. Not to say that it's a bad thing per se, as I do think the designs look quite cute. I just think that the theme feels a little tacked on, and rather than naming this after yogurt, they could have just named it after cats, which would have been perfectly fine. Pricing for these kits is quite cheap, with the base plus novelties kit coming in at $45 and the 2 DLC kits coming in at $28 each. The main reason for the price being so cheap probably has to do with the fact that these keycaps are screen printed, which means that the designs are not formed by plastic and are instead printed on top of the keycaps. This method is less durable and will eventually rub off with use, though quality screen prints will of course last longer than cheap ones. The manufacturer for this set is Keyboard Science, which I have never heard of. They appear to be quite new to the hobby, at least for the West, and I don't believe that there are too many sets out there produced by them. It's a risk you'll have to take if you decide to buy these keycaps, though I guess compared to many major manufacturers, the Mio Yogurt is definitely on the cheaper side. Overall, I do like the set despite the name and theme not really matching. There are definitely a lot of unknowns since Keyboard Science appears to be quite new to the hobby, so that's a potential risk you have to take if you decide to buy this set. It's not always a bad thing, and there have been newcomers to the hobby such as Osumi Keys, which have become a personal favorite. If these don't bother you and you do like this theme, then I think that you can definitely take a shot at these keycaps. So, to be honest, I'm not that interested in most of these sets that I've included from Velocifier because they aren't my style. However, I still added them to the video because I wasn't sure if someone else might be interested. A lot of these designs look like they're straight from AliExpress, and what do you know, I actually did find several of them on that site. However, it does appear that the pricing appears to be around the same, so it's not like they're one of those drop shippers on Etsy marking up the keycaps by 2x or higher. Velocifier keycaps tend to be quite hit or miss for me, and sometimes I include them while other times I don't, just because some of the designs feel very low effort. I'm not sure if I should include all of them going forward, so let me know in the comments how you feel about them. For this time around, I feel like the only 2 designs I really liked was the Harry Potter set and the Heisei Monogatari set. But since I don't know who manufactured these sets, quality is unknown and can definitely be a big miss. For my recommendation, unless you're just in love with one of the designs and are willing to deal with the potential risk, I'd probably look at something else. You could also wait a bit to see if other people buy the keycaps, and then hopefully post some pictures so you can confirm on their quality before spending the money yourself. The Funky 60 is the last group buy that PIkatea will run for the foreseeable future, and the last day to order anything on their store will be December 20th. Jack and Bethany from PIkatea have been great members of the hobby and are well known for the unique designs that started from their desk-mounted macro pads to the Richard macro pad, the Fingus keyboard, and the Longboy keyboard kit. While many of these designs are admittedly not the most practical, I always look forward to seeing what other crazy idea they came up with next. I think that Jack's Reddit post, which they've also posted on their site, provides a great detailed explanation as to why they're shutting down, so I would recommend you read it, especially if you're a fan of their designs. But for a quick summary, the main reason why they can't continue on running PIkatea is due to life priorities with their twin boys, and the increasing challenges for running a keyboard-related business during these times. I think that this is the best way for them to end PIkatea on a high note, and unlike some other irresponsible vendors, Jack and Bethany took a mature and level-headed approach to make the decision to end their business without screwing over customers. Anyways, back to the actual keyboard. The Funky 60 definitely lives up to its namesake by flipping the bottom row with the top row, though still making sure to insert a place for a small spacebar for ease of use. It's a subtle enough design where somebody might not notice if they just walk by your desk, but a good conversation piece if they take a closer look. Pricing for this keyboard is pretty good at $89, and while it is true that you can buy a fully aluminum keyboard for around this price or just a bit more, do keep in mind that PIkatea is a small vendor that does not have access to a full CNC factory. GMK stabilizers are included with the keyboard kit, and it will be QMK, VIA, and VIAL compatible, though you will need some basic soldering and assembly as the PCB is not a hot swap PCB. Best of luck to Jack and Bethany, and I really appreciate all these years of service you have provided to the community with your fun and quirky designs. The GB Pad Numpad is another fun design from AD Retro's X-Click Inc., and they really lived up to their namesake coming up with this new retro design for this numpad. The biggest design feature that stands out, or should I say sticks out, is the cartridge that plugs into the top of the pad. While it's true that you could definitely fit numpad keys, the shape and design does feel more like a macro pad as it doesn't use the standard numpad format. Anyways, I don't have much to say about this product specifically, but I did want to highlight it because I liked how it looked and thought it was a fun and quirky product. It's definitely not cheap at $129.99, but if you're someone into retro game consoles, then this might be something you want to add to your desk setup. To be honest, this keyboard doesn't really remind me of Corgi specifically, and the case kind of looks like the Nyang 75. However, that bone wrist rest, which also houses the adapter, is chef's kiss, and I like how it ties in with the theme. At $219, I think that this offers pretty good value considering that it includes an aluminum wrist rest. It unfortunately does not include a battery, so if you want to use wireless connection, you're going to have to source one for yourself. But if you're a big fan of corgis, or dogs, or I guess animals in general, and you want a keyboard with ears, I think that the Corgi Fairlady Alice is a quirky keyboard that you should take a look into.